So aside from those that I mentioned, another specimen that we process for culture, swab materials. Okay? So examples are throat swab, nasopharyngeal swab, oropharyngeal swab. Now, in general, swabs are not appropriate for anaerobic culture. Okay? So I repeat, specimens collected through swabbing, in general, they are not suited, not appropriate for anaerobic culture. Okay, not appropriate for anaerobic culture. So, yung swab materials, okay, specimens collected through swabbing may be processed for aerobic culture. Okay, so specimens collected through swabbing may be processed for aerobic culture. Now, what are the swab materials that we can use for bacterial culture? For bacterial culture, we can use swab made of dacron, okay? We can also use calcium alginate. Okay? Nabanggit ko na ito sa lecture din. Considered toxic to Neisseria, cotton swab. In other words, if you will collect specimen for the purpose of detecting Neisseria, hindi tayo gagamit ng cotton swab kasi the fatty acids in cotton swab is toxic to Neisseria. Okay, for virus cultivation, if we are going to collect specimen for virus detection, okay, and the manner of collection is through swabbing, we can use swab also made of dacron o kaya rayon fibers, or pwede rin ang cotton swab. We can use cotton swab. Considered toxic to viruses is calcium alginate. So if we are going to collect specimen, okay, for virus detection and the manner of collection is through swabbing, hindi tayo dapat gumamit ng calcium alginate. Kasi calcium alginate will prevent viral replication. Okay, so examples of specimens collected through swabbing. Okay, number 1 is throat swab. So throat swab is submitted for culture to detect streptococcal infection, to detect Streptococcus pyogenes. Okay? Streptococcus pyogenes. So, take note si pyogenes, this is a cause of pharyngitis, di ba? So, to detect pharyngitis due to pyogenes may be submitted for culture sa lab is throat swab. Okay? So, pyogenes is significant kasi it's a major throat pathogen. Regarded as the major throat flora are the viridans strep. Okay, the major throat flora are viridans streptococci. Okay, so another specimen that is submitted for culture, nasopharyngeal swab. Okay, so yung nasopharyngeal swab, okay, may be submitted if we want to detect diphtheria. Okay, so if we want to detect C. diphtheriae, Corynebacterium diphtheriae. If we want to detect this organism, C. diphtheriae. C. diphtheriae, this is the bacterium that causes the disease diphtheria. So, anong specimen? Okay, in the laboratory, pwede nating i-process ang nasopharyngeal swab. Now, nasopharyngeal swab may also be submitted to detect carrier state of Neisseria meningitidis. Okay? Nabanggit ko sa last recorded lecture. Okay? Last recorded lecture. Okay, sa lecture nabanggit ko si Neisseria meningitidis, there are 2 strains, dalawang klase. Okay, the one with capsule and the one without capsule. Okay, the Neisseria meningitidis without capsule is considered normal flora. Okay? The N. meningitidis without capsule is considered normal flora. Okay? So, ano ang habitat? Saan makikita sa katawan yung N. meningitidis na walang capsule? Okay? N. meningitidis, the one without capsule, may be found in the oro and nasopharynx. Kaya, to detect the presence of this in oro and nasopharynx, may be submitted for testing nasopharyngeal swab. Okay? To detect Bordetella pertussis. Bordetella pertussis is a significant pathogen kasi this is the organism responsible for whooping cough. Okay? Ito yung nagkukos ng whooping cough. Okay? To detect whooping cough, okay, we can process nasopharyngeal swab also in the laboratory. Okay? Another organism, another bacterium na pwedeng ma-detect by processing nasopharyngeal is Haemophilus influenzae. Okay? So, pag Haemophilus influenzae ang dinedetect, pag dumating yung specimen sa lab, we use chocolate agar o kaya blood agar to allow growth. Okay? Gumagamit ng chocolate agar or blood agar. Okay? Kailangan din ng S or use. Use of chocolate agar or BAP, okay, and use of S or use, okay, for influenzae is for the purpose of demonstrating what we call satellitism. Okay? Si Haemophilus influenzae, kulang ako ng letter E dito sa spelling. Okay? Haemophilus influenzae, okay, it can show yung tinatawag na satellitism. Okay? So, to demonstrate yung satellitism of Haemophilus influenzae, i-inoculate natin siya sa chocolate agar o kaya sa blood agar. Okay? Next. So, other specimens. Okay? Other specimens that we receive in micro for culture. Next, you have the genital specimens. Okay? Genital specimens, examples are urethral swab, cervical swab, and so on. Okay? Now, genital specimens are processed in the lab, submitted to the lab for culture to detect, to detect agents ng STDs. Okay? To rule out STDs. Okay? Ano yung STDs? Sexually transmitted diseases. So, examples of organisms na pwedeng ma-detect from genital specimens, you have N. gonorrhea, okay, Neisseria gonorrhea, you have Chlamydia trachomatis, okay, Chlamydia trachomatis, okay, you have Gardnerella vaginalis, okay, these are some examples. Okay, anong bacteria ang pwedeng ma-detect sa genital specimens? N. gonorrhea. N. gonorrhea is the agent of the disease gonorrhea. In Tagalog, we call it tulo. Okay? Chlamydia trachomatis can cause LGV, lymphogranuloma venereum. Okay? It's also an STD. Gardnerella vaginalis causes vaginosis. Okay? Causes vaginosis. Examples ng genital specimens are urethral swab. So, urethral swab, ito yung kinukolect if the patient is male. Okay? Cervical swab is for female specimens. Okay? For female specimens. Rectal swab, okay, may be collected if in case the patient is practicing anal sex. O kaya throat swab kung ang pinapractice naman ay oral sex. Okay? Now, genital specimens, they are usually collected. These are usually collected through swabbing. Okay? Through swabbing. Kaya, kung magko-collect tayo ng genital specimens through swabbing, we can use Dacron o kaya rayon swabs. Okay? Now, genital specimens are placed sa transport media. Okay, nilalagay sa transport media. Examples are Amy, okay, Amy Stewart's, okay, Amy Stewart with charcoal, okay, Amy Stewart with charcoal, okay. Another example, yung Jembec, okay, Jembec and the so-called Gonopak, okay, Gonopak. These are examples of transport media. Now, Jembec and Gonopak, these are actually transport media for N-gonorrhea. These are transport media for N-gonorrhea. Next, other specimens, you have GIT specimens. Okay, example ng GIT specimen, example nito, gastric biopsy. Okay, gastric biopsy or, okay, gastric biopsy and aspirate. Okay, gastric biopsy is submitted to detect H. pylori. Okay, H. pylori bacterium. Okay, so gastric biopsy may be submitted for testing sa micro to detect H. pylori infection. Ano ba yung H. pylori? What is Helicobacter pylori? Helicobacter pylori, it causes anong sakit? It causes gastritis, nagkukos siya ng gastritis, nagkukos ng duodenal, causes duodenal ulcer, it causes also gastric cancer, okay? Gastric carcinoma. So pag sinabing carcinoma, it is gastric cancer. Okay, if we are going to collect yung aspirate, okay, kailan mo gagawin ang collection? Collection must be done early in the morning and it must be carried out before meals. Okay, wound specimens, okay, yung mga sugat, pwede kang mag-collect doon. Okay, okay, yung wound specimens, okay, tissue specimens, prior to collection, so definitely pag wound specimen, we collect it through swabbing. Okay? Through swabbing o kaya through aspiration. Okay? So, if we are going to collect specimen from wound, prior to collection, we need to wipe the area with 70% alcohol o kaya NSS. Okay? Kung mababaw lang ang sugat, for superficial wounds, swab along outer edge using swab moistened with transport media. Pero pag malalim ang sugat, hindi pwedeng isaswab mo lang. Okay? Kailangan mong i-aspirate. We use needle and syringe aspiration and after collection, we place it in an anaerobic transport media. Okay? Tandaan mo, class, ang swab, okay, if specimens are collected through swabbing, okay, ang mga swab, they easily dry out. Okay? They easily dry. Okay? They madaling matuyo ang mga swab. So, pag natuyo as effect, okay, swabs easily dries out. Kaya, okay, natutuyo, kaya drying out can lead to, okay, anong effect pag natuyo yung swab? It can lead to loss of organism. Okay, loss of organism. Kaya gumagamit ng transport media. The purpose of transport media basically is to maintain viability of organism. Okay? So projected sa screen, this is from the book of Mahon. Okay? So specimen storage guidelines. So like what I've said, all specimens submitted for culture must be processed immediately. Ideally, lahat ng specimens pag dumating, i-process agad. However, if there would be delay in processing, okay, we can keep specimens either sa ref. So pag ref, we keep them at 4 degrees or at room temperature. Okay? So these are the specimen storage guidelines. Okay? So ganito yon, class. Halimbawa, examplean kita. What is this table all about? Itong chinekan ko. So say for example, you receive specimen. Okay? Naka-receive ka ng CSF sa lab. Okay? Remember, ang CSF, it is under level 1 in specimen prioritization. In other words, ang CSF, once it is received in the lab, we need to process, okay? We need to process this ASAP. Okay? Ito ang priority. So, paano natin ipaprocess? So, to process CSF, diba nga, ang sabi ko is a centri. We do centrifugation. And after centrifugation, we get the sediments. Okay? We get the sediments. And once we have the sediments, ano ang gagawin mo? We prepare smear. Okay? Using the sediments, we prepare smear to allow us to do staining. Okay? So, pag meron ka ng smear, in short, ang gagamitin mo to prepare smear, sediments. Okay? You do gram staining. Okay? CSF, when this is received in the lab, igina-gram stain yan. Okay? So, pagka-prepare mo ng smear and after doing gram staining, i-inoculate mo ang sediments, okay, sa media. In short, we need to isolate the organism. So, anong media? Okay, anong primary media ang ginagamit? Okay, saang media mo i-inoculate ang CSF? Pwedeng BAP, pwedeng chocolate agar, pwedeng thioglycolate. Thio here would mean thioglycolate. Okay? Kung stool ang na-receive natin sa lab, okay? Halimbawa stool. So, inuulit ko, pag CSF, ano ang required for processing? We do what? We do centrifugation. Okay? Next, another example ay stool. Okay? Yung stool, okay? Yung stool, when it is received in the lab, stool when received in the lab, okay? Walang special processing. Okay? We do not perform. Nakita mo dito, 'di ba, sa chinekan ko, walang nakalagay. So pag walang nakalagay, ibig sabihin, usually we do not perform gram staining pag ang specimen na dumating ay stool. So agad-agad ang stool, we isolate the organism. Agad-agad ini-inoculate sa media. So anong media ang usual? Pwedeng BAP, pwedeng MAC, BAP, Makonki, EMB, XLD, Hectowen. Any of these media can be used. Okay? Any of these can be used. Okay? So, this table class, okay, will show na only CSF at saka sputum, ito yung mga specimens na pag dumating sa lab, okay, aside from inoculating them sa media, iga-gram stain natin. So, other specimens gaya ng stool, ng throat, ng urine, okay, catheterized man or void, we do not perform gram staining. Okay? Yung urine, ano bang ginagawa natin dyan? May special processing ba sa urine? Wala. Once this is submitted to the lab, we do not perform centrifugation. Agad-agad, we do primary plating. I-inoculate mo yan agad sa media. Okay? So, again, what are the routine specimens? Routine specimens that we process in the lab. Ano yung routine? You have blood, you have urine, you have CSF, you have throat swab, nasopharyngeal swab, urethral swab, cervical swab, and so on. Okay? Yung genital at saka wound specimens, these are not actually routine specimens in the lab. Okay? So, next, ganito yon. Okay? In the laboratory, we process specimens. Pinaprocess natin ang specimen. And after we process, we do isolation, we do biochem tests, okay? We do all the tests that is needed. We do susceptibility testing, okay? We do staining and so on, okay? Pagkatapos nating i-process, we prepare smear, we do staining, we isolate by inoculating sa media. After that, we do the biochem test, we do susceptibility test. Okay, ginagawa natin itong lahat para ano, class? Okay, anong purpose? To identify the bacterial species. Para malaman natin anong bacteria ba? Okay, anong bacteria ba ang present sa specimen? Okay? So halimbawa, nag-process ka ng blood. Okay, ang sinubmit sa lab ay blood. And after doing all of this, na-detect mo ang presence ng S. aureus sa blood. Okay? So, after testing yung blood, nag-positive sa S. aureus. Okay? So, if this is the result, class, na-detect ang aureus sa blood, it is considered significant. Okay? Kumbaga, this is a significant result. At dahil significant, kasali siya dun sa tinatawag na critical or panic values. Okay? Panic values. Okay. Ano ba yung panic? Ano yung critical values? Critical or panic values, these are results na ka-report agad. Inuulit ko. Critical or panic values, these are lab results in micro that you need to report immediately. Okay? Okay, pero take note, walang template for the panic values. Why? Each laboratory can set its own panic values. Okay, kunyari may dalawang laboratory. Si laboratory A, meron siyang sariling panic values. May listahan siya ng mga results na pag na-encounter ito sa lab, you need to report ASAP. Okay? Kay laboratory B, meron din siyang sariling set ng critical or panic values. Okay? So, look at this example. Again, this is from the book by Mahon. So, positive blood culture. Nag-blood culture ka, positive. Okay? In-examine mo yung CSF, na-detect mo merong organism. Okay? Na-detect mo ang Streptococcus pyogenes sa throat swab. Okay? Nag-acid fast staining ka, nag-culture ka, na-detect mo positive sa Mycobacterium and so on. Okay? Lahat ito ay critical values. Okay? And what is the rule? Inuulit ko, halimbawa ikaw yung medtech sa lab. Nag-blood culture ka, nag-positive. What is the rule? Blood culture, positive blood culture is included in the list of critical values. Now, if it's included in the list of critical, okay, critical is also called panic values, di ba? Critical or panic values. Yung critical or panic values, pag na-encounter natin yan, what is the rule? The rule is to communicate, okay? Communicate the result, okay? Communicate the result ASAP, okay? We need to report the result ASAP. Communicate the result immediately, not to the patient, but to the members of the healthcare team, okay? Okay, kung baga, nag-blood culture ka. Halimbawa, nag-blood culture ka. After doing blood culture, wala kang na-detect, negative. Okay, i-report mo yung result na negative pero hindi agad-agad. Okay, pero pag nag-blood culture ka, tapos nag-positive, may na-detect kang organism sa blood, ka-report yon. Kaya ano ang rule? I-report mo agad-agad. Negative, inuulit ko, negative results must also be reported. Yun nga lang, negative results will not warrant immediate reporting. It will not warrant immediate communication. Okay? At inuulit ko, bawat laboratory may kanya-kanyang set ng critical or panic values. Okay? Okay, critical or panic values, when these are encountered, okay, we need to report, we need to communicate the result ASAP. Okay? Okay, next. So, ganito yon. Makulit ako uli. Okay. So, when we receive specimen in the lab, we process the specimen based on what is required. So, when you say process, kung CSF yan, isentry mo. Kung urine yan, wala kang gagawing special processing. Hindi mo isisentry ang urine. Kung stool yan, wala ring special processing, di ba? Agad-agad ini-inoculate sa media. So after processing, anong ginagawa natin, class? Okay? After processing, ano ang ginagawa natin? Okay? Pero tandaan mo, class, tandaan mo, ang specimens na nare-receive natin sa lab, it comes in 3 forms. Okay? Specimens received in the lab comes in 3 forms. Number 1, yung iba swab, collected through swabbing, throat swab, nasopharyngeal, oropharyngeal, cervical swab, urethral swab. Okay? Some specimens, okay, are delivered in fluid form, fluid, liquid, gaya ng urine, 'di ba? Urine, okay, urine is sputum, CSF. Okay, some are in the form of tissues. So kung tissues 'yan, class, kung tissue 'yan, class, buo, okay, we need to what? As part of processing, we need to homogenize. Okay? We need to homogenize. Ibig sabihin, i-grind mo. Okay? I-grind mo. Okay? So, after processing, ano ang next? Okay? Pero before we process, okay, we do gross exam. We do gross inspection of specimen. Okay? We do gross inspection ng specimen. Okay, we note, kunyari stool ang dumating. We note the consistency. Anong example? Kung stool yan, we note the consistency. We note for presence of blood. Okay, may blood ba or may mucus ba? Okay, kung liquid yan, kung urine ang dumating, class, we note the volume. Okay, note the clarity. Clear ba or turbid ba? Okay, nagigets? Time first, uulitin ko, lalagyan ko ng harang. Okay, ikaw yung medtech sa lab, naka-assign ka sa microsection. Okay, the specimens that we receive in the lab comes in 3 forms. Swab, fluid, o kaya tissue. So, pag tissues yan, okay, buo-buo yan, so, bago mo yan i-culture, you need to homogenize, iga-grind mo. Okay? So, kung yan ay fluid or swab, anong una before mo i-process? Note the gross, do gross inspection of the specimen. Okay? Etong number 1. You do gross inspection. Kung stool yan, note the consistency. Is it liquid? Is it formed? Is it bloody? Is it mucoid? Kung urine yan, fluid, okay, note the volume, gaano karami, clear ba, turbid ba. So, after doing the gross, number 2, we process based on what is required. Okay? Matapos mong i-process, ano ang next? Okay, number 3, we do smear preparation. In other words, we do gram staining o kaya acid fast staining. Okay? Pero hindi nga palagi na ginagawa yan. Na ibabalik ko uli dito. Okay? So, nakita mo to, di ba? Ito yung listahan, gaya ng stool, we do not perform gram staining. Kasi agad-agad, okay, ina-isolate natin. So, if in case you will not do gram staining, ang kasunod, class, okay, ang kasunod, number 4, you do primary plating. You do primary plating. So, when you say primary plating, you isolate the organism. I-inoculate mo sa media. Okay? I-inoculate mo sa media. Okay? Then, incubate. Okay? I-incubate mo. And number 4, after isolation, we subculture. Okay? Nabanggit ko na to sa lecture. Nagsa-subculture ka. Anong purpose ng subculture? To obtain pure isolates. To obtain pure isolates. Okay? So, once you have the pure isolates, number 5, you do the biochem test. You do several biochem tests, not only one. You do a series of biochem tests. And also, you do antibiotic susceptibility testing. Antibiotic susceptibility test. Okay? So, pag ginawa mo tong dalawa, okay, ginawa mo itong dalawa, okay, kinonsider mo yung itsura ng colonies, colony morphology, okay, kinonsider mo yung itsura under the microscope, okay, so itong tatlo na to na binilugan ko, kinukonsider mo yung itsura nila sa microscope, yung itsura nila sa plate or sa liquid media, okay, kinukonsider mo yung result, ang ending, you will be able to identify, okay, based on sa mga nakita mo, nagawa mo, you will be able to identify now the bacterial species, okay, you will be able to identify the bacterial species, okay, okay, you will be able to identify yung itsura, okay, so, punta tayo, pag nag-inoculate tayo sa media, if we place the organism sa culture media, plated media, ano ang pwede nating makita? Okay? What are the gross? Anong tawag mo dito sa naka-itemize? Anong tawag mo dyan? These are gross colony morphology. Okay? Nag-inoculate ka sa plate, sa plated media, media sa petri dish. Ano ang pwede mong ma-detect? Number 1, you will be able to detect hemolysis. And what is the media that can be used to detect hemolysis? Okay, pwede kang gumamit ng BAP. Okay, di ba? BAP is the media. Okay, BAP is the media to detect hemolysis pattern. I already mentioned this also sa lecture. There are 3 types of hemolysis. You have complete, you have partial, you have no hemolysis. Okay, complete hemolysis on BAP would mean that the organism is beta hemolytic, causing partial hemolysis is alpha. No hemolysis is gamma. Okay? So, kung nag-inoculate ka sa BAP, okay, determine if it's alpha, beta, or gamma. Number 2, okay, idodrawing ko para mas makatotohanan, ito yung plated media. Okay, after incubation, may colonies, di ba? Okay? Okay. We also note, okay, after incubation, i-check mo yung colonies for the size. Okay? Tignan mo kung gaano kalaki yung colonies. Now, gram-positive bacteria, they generally produce smaller colonies than gram-neg. Okay? The colonies of gram-positive usually smaller. Pag gram-negative yan, malalaki yung colonies. Okay? Staphylococcus colonies are usually larger than those of strep. Okay? Okay. So, itong dalawang nakabulet, ito ay fact. Okay? So, aside from the size, we consider also yung form or margin ng colonies. Okay? For you to determine the form or margin, observe the edge of colonies. Kunyari, ito yung colony. Okay? Tinuturo ng arrow. Itong outline, smooth ba? Rough ba? Irregular ba? Or is it filamentous? Okay? So, these are the margins. Itong binilugan ko. Ganito ba ang outline? Smooth? Irregular ba? Rough ba? Or, okay, does it appear filamentous? Okay? I-check mo. Anong i-check mo pag nag-inoculate ka sa media? Check for hemolysis if in case ang ginamit mo BAP. Okay? Kung hindi naman BAP ang ginamit mo, after incubation, note the size of colonies. Okay? Note the form or margin. Okay? So, anong description? Smooth, rough ba, irregular, or filamentous? Number 4, we also note for the elevation of colonies. Okay? Titignan mo yung colony ng side view. So, anong ibig kong sabihin? Kunyari, ito yung agar. This is solid media, agar. This is plate, side view. Usually, ang colonies flat. Nandiyan lang sila sa ibabaw. Okay, nakita nyo na yan, di ba? Nung nag-inoculate kayo sa plate. However, there are some na ganito ang itsura. Maumbok. So, kung maumbok yan, dome shape. Okay? Pero may iba na may parang crater-like tinuturo ng arrow. Okay? So, we note for elevation also. Some colonies may appear flat. Okay? Yung iba medyo maumbok ng konti, raised. Yung iba sobra dome shape. Okay? Okay, some may show depressed center. Depressed center, lubog yung gitna. So, pag lubog yung gitna, umbilicated. Ibig sabihin. Okay? So, pag yung gitna lang ang raised, ambonate. Okay? Pag yung buong colony, elevated, dome shape yon. Pero, okay, anong pinagkaiba ng dome sa ambonate? Okay? Pag dome shape, the entire colony maumbok. Pero pag ambonate, only the center is raised. Okay? Umbilicate, it shows what? Depressed center. It shows depressed center. Okay? Depressed, lubog yung gitna. Okay? Depressed center. Okay? Anong inonote mo? Anong titignan mo sa colony? I-check mo yung size, i-check mo yung form or margin, also check for the elevation. Okay? We also note for the what? We also note for density. Okay? Density. Okay? Ito yung picture that shows density. Transparent ba yung colonies? Translucent ba? Or opaque? Okay? So, ano yung examples ng density? To report colony as to density, we can use the term transparent, translucent, or opaque. We also note the color of colonies. Okay? Tignan mo yung kulay ng colonies. Okay? Okay. Examples are what? Yung Co-NS. Okay? Ano yung dalawang Co-NS? You have S. epidermidis at saka S. saprophyticus. S. epidermidis and saprophyticus, when we place them sa media, they will develop white colonies. Okay? Ang Enterococci, gray colonies. Micrococcus and Neisseria, generally they produce yellow colonies, pero hindi palagi. Yellow colonies or off-white colonies. Off-white. Okay? Okay. Now, most gram negative, tandaan mo, most gram negative rods, usually they are gray on SBA. They are gray on SBA. Okay? We also note for consistency. Example ng consistency class, butyrus. So, pag sinabing butyrus, okay, pag sinabing butyrus, it is synonymous with what? Butyrus, it is synonymous with creamy. Okay? Can develop creamy. Okay? Butyrus colonies, si S. aureus. Si Staphylococcus aureus. Okay? We also note for pigment production. Yung iba may pigment. Okay? Examples ng may pigment, Serratia marcescens. It can show, etong nasa column na to ay pigment. Some colonies, some organisms are pigmented. Okay? Can develop brick red pigment at room temperature si Serratia marcescens. Cluivera, kulay blue. Chromobacterium violaceum, purple or violet. So, ito yung reason kung bakit siya tinawag na violaceum. Kasi it will develop violet pigment. Okay? Brown to black pigment produced by Prevotella melaninogenica. Okay? And so on. Si Pseudomonas aeruginosa, green pigment. Okay? Green pigment. So, we also note for what? Odor. Okay? Pero hindi ko sinasabi naman na amoy-amoyin mo yung colonies. Kasi bacteria yung inaamoy mo. Okay? Example of organism that can emit unique odor. Okay? Orius can emit an odor similar to old sack. This can be noted sa anong media? Sa MSA. Si S. aureus. Pseudomonas aeruginosa, yung colonies niya with fruity or grape-like odor. Okay? Or corn taco. Okay? Corn taco or corn tortilla-like odor. Corn taco or corn tortilla-like odor. Putrid odor, si Proteus mirabilis. Okay? Okay. Ang mga Proteus class, Proteus species, in the book by Mayhon, si mirabilis putrid. Pero in general, Proteus can develop burnt chocolate or burnt gunpowder odor. Burnt gunpowder odor. Okay? Okay, mousy or mouse nest smell, Haemophilus. Freshly plowed field, Nocardia. Freshly plowed field, Nocardia. Okay? In addition, si Clostridium difficile. Si difficile can develop colonies with horse stable, or barnyard odor. Barnyard odor. Horse stable or barnyard odor. Next. Okay. Examples of unique growth appearance on plated media. The medusa head or lion head. Medusa head or lion head colonies, appearing colonies. This is unique to Bacillus anthracis. Okay? Swarming colonies on SBA and CAP, gram-negative. This is Proteus, the genus Proteus. Okay? Can produce dome-shaped colonies after 24 hours, pero pag 48, magko-collapse yung dome shape, kaya crater-like na ang itsura. This is S. pneumoniae. Okay? Bullseye appearing colonies, gram-positive. This is S. agalactiae. Streptococcus agalactiae. Kasi bullseye, okay, bullseye appearing, pero gram-negative, okay, it could be Yersinia enterocolitica. Okay? Number 2, it could also be Aeromonas. Okay? Sa anong media natin makikita yung bullseye colonies? The bullseye colonies can be noted sa CIN media. So, if we use CIN media, okay, si enterocolitica will develop colonies with bullseye appearance. Ganun din ang Aeromonas species. Okay, can develop colonies appearing like shiny half pearls. This is Bordetella pertussis. Bordetella pertussis. Brittle, crumbly, wrinkled breadcrumbs, Sinocardia. Okay, pero okay, other organisms that can develop wrinkled colonies, wrinkled. Kasi Sinocardia, brittle na, crumbly, and wrinkled. Only wrinkled, this is produced by Pseudomonas stutzeri, at saka si Burkholderia malay. Okay? Si Burkholderia pseudo-malay rather. Okay, Burkholderia, okay, pseudo-malay. Okay? So, I am done with the notes, with all the lecture notes for prelims. So, there will be no more discussion, there will be no more lecture on this. Pag nagkita tayo next week on Tuesday, okay, on Tuesday would be quiz number 2. Okay, on Tuesday would be quiz number 2 and also yung practical. Okay? On Thursday would be the periodical exam. Okay, as of today, today is Friday, as of today, there is no rescheduling. Okay, walang reschedule ng midterm, ng prelim exam. Okay? So, yung quiz number 3 kasabay on Thursday. So, 'di ba? Our class every Tuesday, Thursday ay 10 to 1. Okay? On the first hour ng Thursday would be quiz number 3. Okay? Then yung 12 to 1 would be the exam. 10 to 11 would be quiz number 3. 12 to 1 would be the exam. Okay? Okay. So, lahat na ng dapat matutunan ngayong prelim, mapa-practical or theoretical, I am done. Okay?